Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lewis Speaks 2023, and today I want to talk to you all about learning the wave. You know, in order to ride the wave, you have to learn the wave. And when I say the wave, what I mean is what's going on in our generation today. There's a mindset, there's certain beliefs and certain philosophies that our generation subscribes to. And if we don't learn the wave, we run the risk of being overpowered by the wave. And if you think about a wave, you're at the ocean, and a strong wave hits you, you can be caught in the undertow and you can drown and die. So the thing about it is this: you have to learn how to time the waves, you have to learn how to ride the wave if you are to survive. What is the wave of our generation today? The wave is selfishness. The wave is me first. The wave is go and do things on your own as opposed to waiting for other people. So, me, I don't subscribe to this generation. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not selfish. I struggle with self promotion. I try my best to be fair, you know? I prize myself, on being a fair person. Reciprocity is everything to me. Mutuality is everything to me. And I'm just realizing that in this narcissistic generation that we live in, that's not prized. It's not what is respected or even valued. What's valued in our generation is a me first attitude, is, like I mentioned before, chronic selfishness. And I don't subscribe to that. And so I oftentimes find myself just conflicted, struggling to see how I fit into this generation that I live in because it's just so not who I am. And when you don't see yourself represented in the world in which you live, it becomes so difficult to try to muster up the motivation to keep going and to keep fighting. But as opposed to being selfish, I pride myself now on being selfful. And that's the wave that I choose to create. See, that's the thing. You have to create waves too. Because instead of always riding the waves and going along with the current, you have to create some waves. And the waves that I choose to create is being self-full, keeping myself full, keeping my cup full. I also realize that it's important not to wait on other people to live your life. You can't wait on someone else because when you wait and you wait and you wait, you miss your life. And you wake up one day and you realize that it's time to die and you haven't done anything with your life except stand on the waiting line. And I'm encouraging everybody else to get off the waiting line, whether you're waiting for a partner, waiting for a job, waiting for a promotion. Get off that waiting line and start making things happen yourself. Because waiting for everybody to decide that they're ready in order for you to live your life and your dreams, in order for you to take that trip, in order for you to, see life and see the world, you'll forever be waiting. And then you wake up, you realize that you got all these ailments and you've never really lived. You've never really lived the truth about your life. So that's the wave that I'm creating. The wave that allows me the freedom to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, and not waiting for other people to be ready. In the past, I used to beg people to plan a trip with me. Please come with me. I don't want to do solo travel. No. Now, you go with yourself. You go with yourself. You book that trip and you enjoy it. You enjoy every minute of it. You see and soak up all the experiences you need. You meet new friends. You meet new people. You open up new doors, new possibilities. Don't wait. Create your own waves. Because waiting on this world, to be honest, the waves are destructive. The waves and the ways of this world are destructive. And so while you recognize the waves, I think it's so important to at least identify and recognize what the wave of your generation is. Right now, we are on a wave of enlightenment. We're waking up. We're on a wave of boundary setting. We're waking up to that too. We're realizing that this idea that we had to set ourselves on fire and sacrifice ourselves for others at the expense of our joy, our happiness, our lives, that's not working. That has not worked. That was the old age we used to live in. We live in a new day and age where now we're waking up to the realization that you have to set boundaries. You have to go with yourself. You have to be more independent with your life, because relying on everybody else for your happiness is the surefire way that you'll never have happiness at all. So you have to really, really, really depend on yourself and lean into the spaces that reciprocate love. Stop pouring, because that's another reason why people feel so angry, so frustrated in this day and age. They keep on pouring into people and spaces that do not pour back. So they're pouring all their love, their goodness, their energy, their resources, their talents, their abilities into these spaces, and these spaces are not returning that. So it makes you feel devalued, it makes you feel stupid, it makes you feel unfulfilled. And so we're waking up to that. And so in many ways, the wave that we're riding and learning about is good, and in other ways, not so good. So it's about learning what works and what doesn't work. Because I know that in this generation, the selfishness, that's not going to work for me. That to me is what's contributing to a lot of the discord, the disharmony that we see in the world. You know, people are so selfish. Celebrities, they're so chronically narcissistic. It's like in order to be a celebrity, you have to be unhealthy. You have to have an unhealthy mindset. You have to be severely character disordered. When I hear these celebrities talk, all you see is narcissism. All you see is narcissism. You see narcissistic tendencies. You see this me first attitude. You see people always trying to subordinate someone in order to elevate themselves. They don't mind cutting off your head if they stand taller. And so that to me is just ridiculous. It's a snake pit. And so, although that's the wave, I choose to not subscribe to that wave, and I choose to create a wave where I am self-full, I keep my cup full, but I also am able to share what's in my cup and share what runs over my cup with other people. And so that's important. So I encourage everyone out there, just really examine what the wave of our generation is. You know? What is the wave? Learn the rules, and then you can either choose to play by those rules or you can choose to create new rules. I think it's important to learn the rules first so that way you can break them. That's important. You've got to break these rules because these rules are not really healthy. They're not sustaining life. If anything, they're endangering life. You know, they're threatening the existence of people. So we have to learn how to break rules in a way that honors our highest self. You know, don't just break rules because you want to be contrary and rebellious. That's not what I'm encouraging. What I'm encouraging is that if you have to break a rule, make sure that there's a justification for it. Make sure that you're breaking this rule for the sake of your spiritual elevation. You know? A lot of times people these days are just rebellious. They want to break rules, not follow rules. And I'm not encouraging that at all. I'm saying that a lot of the rules that are instituted nowadays are just meant to control, meant to subordinate, meant to keep people underneath someone's thumb and to oppress them. So you have to really think about the rules that you're following, the wave that you're following. Because a lot of people are on this wave trying to survive because they think that they have to be on this wave. They have to do these things in order to survive. We have to be monsters in order to survive, and that's not true. That's the misconception. That's the deception. That you have to be a monster. No, you just have to be more selective and careful with the spaces that you surround yourself with and the people that you surround yourself with. Because if someone's turning you and making you feel as though you have to transform into a monster, a space is making you feel as though you have to transform into a monster just to survive, that's an indication that that space is not healthy and that you should not continue to be in that space. Now, you have got to learn the ways, the wave, and then create a new one. Because that's how you survive. People feel that in order to survive, they have to become like their oppressors. They have to over-identify with the people that hurt them. You don't have to do that. You choose to do that because, once again, you feel that that's what you have to do to survive. But I'm here to tell you, you don't. You have to create your own world within this world. And what does that look like? Create the spaces that honor and maintain the person and the human being that you want to be in the world. Does this person, when you're dealing with the person, does this person honor the person that I want to be in the world? Does this space, does this job, does this situation honor the person that I want to be in the world? If it doesn't, they have to go, and you have to begin to look for other people who can foster the world you want to create, who can support and enhance that world. And that's how you survive the world. Question: how do you survive the world? Answer: you survive the world by creating your own world. And that's how you survive the world. So, I hope this video has been very helpful. Begin to identify the wave that we're in this generation. What is the wave? And then begin to choose, because once again, it's a choice. Then begin to choose whether or not you want to subscribe to this wave or create new waves of your own. So, I hope this video was very helpful. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening, for tuning in, for subscribing. I genuinely appreciate you so much. Thank you. And I say these things, humbly, and I wish that you all have a wonderful 2023. Peace, y'all.